南无大梦须耶娑，我南无门就须耶，南无梭须耶，南无大梦须耶娑，你知道这个就那个将就不都难的教授切大的训练级别从哪里？罗拉边界上的主巴修，知道这个就那了将就不都难的教授。从哪里？罗拉边界上的主巴修。你知道这个从哪了？将就不都难的教授切大的训练级别从哪里？罗拉边界上的主巴修。你比就是没多少，别让你心里的给么？你心都没得我也昨天刚到新了就罢休。不如让他们到了上帝呀，大呀，别。
Please adjust your sitting posture according to the 7 meditative postures of Vairocana. And think, all sentient beings have been my mothers. All sentient beings have been my mothers, not just once, but for numberless times. All sentient beings are as kind as my mother of this life. Even though all kind mother sentient beings want happiness and do not want even a small suffering, due to mistakenly engaged in objects of adoptions and abandonment, they do not experience any happiness but suffering. In our mind, sincerely generate loving kindness towards all kind mother sentient beings by thinking, how nice it would be if all kind mother sentient beings were to have happiness, excellent happiness, and the causes of excellent happiness that are virtues. May they have excellent happiness and its causes. I will cause them to have excellent happiness and its causes. Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so. Next, we generate compassion towards all suffering mother sentient beings by thinking, how nice it would be if all sentient beings were free from all sufferings and the causes of suffering that are non-virtues. May they be free from all suffering and its causes. Have freedom from all suffering and its causes. Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so.
Nyarala Bojata, Dineka, Yotana, Sanji, Heta, Vasila, Yantana, Sanjila, Sile, Sanjis, Kumara, Kinga, Shan, to the never did a Chinese siblings.
Next, we generate bodhicitta. First, we ask ourselves, who should take on the responsibility to free all other sentient beings from the sufferings of samsara and lower realms? I should take on the responsibility to free all other sentient beings from the sufferings of samsara and lower realms. Even though I should take on the responsibility, but I do not have the ability to place them in the state of complete enlightenment for now. Who then has such abilities? Only those who have achieved the state of perfect complete enlightenment have the abilities to do so. Therefore, for the sake of all other sentient beings, by all means, I will achieve the precious state of enlightenment.
就是这通常这个上去就把它往上，那你是看到把这个，然后你把它已经能把这个基本上就是你就把这个东方的那个是就当全就是，把它就就被我们的就会能把这个就就是那个这个它里面这个事情。
Next, we generate all-encompassing yoga mind. The aspiring conventional bodhicitta that thinks, for the sake of all mother sentient beings, I will achieve the state of enlightenment. These transform into the aspect of a complete mundis at one's heart.
逻辑可比这个比那么就是跟那没什么，东西不对的。
That's all. And the ultimate bodhicitta, which is one's mind becoming one taste with emptiness. All phenomena lack inherent existence. These transform into the aspect of a white five-pronged vajra on top of the mundis.
老夫让你这个我记住了，像他的第二句的这个，像他的第二句的这个，打开了嘛，第二句到嘛，到第一句那个，就话根本没得把它那些的知识把它来马上把它这个就那些，老夫让你这个生活都是有个这个能去思考。
Next, we meditate on emptiness for a short while. The self and the aggregates do not exist as inherently one. If they were inherently one, they would necessarily become partless one. If they were partless one, they are following forms. It would be pointless to assert a self. Self will become many. The self will subject to productions and disintegration. It will be unreasonable to remember past lives. Karma one has done will go wasted. One would meet with karma one has not done. Therefore, the self and the aggregates do not exist as inherently one.
人的对的主要不你记得特别好的，那就上面这个多少年，上真的没事的。
The self and the aggregates also do not exist as inherently different. If they were inherently different, they would necessarily become unrelatedly other. The self and the aggregates neither exist as inherently one, nor as inherently different, thus are empty of inherent existence.
也就是不过从这个这个历史上就说，快速就被哪里就是一个这个不大的或者是那个新的模式的那些，但是这边呢，上头是可能就把这些时间的别忘记了，里面的这第一阶段你说东西学长就是对光学的，结果那第个是给这的，但经不行的是不认识。
As I always say, it is very important to conjoin the roots of virtue of our three doors with the practice of six perfections. Thus, to conjoin these roots of virtue with the practice of six perfections is as follows. The first one is generosity. The nature of generosity is a mind of giving. These 2 hours of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma is for the sake of achieving happiness and purifying sufferings of all sentient beings. If I cause these minds of giving to manifest strongly, then these roots of virtue will be conjoined with the practice of generosity.
这些就是看到，不会是个自己没有什么东西，我讲的也是或者几率个是，你那个年轻人吧，从根据本身就表现出来，对面上或者切包一样，那第一个是跟这个自己把东西的是。
Next is morality. The nature of morality is a mind of abandonment. During these 2 hours of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma, I will properly abandon my physical and verbal misdeeds without letting them manifest. If I engage in this manner, then these roots of virtue will be conjoined with the practice of morality.
他们自己生活的水平我是蛮难信，我没上过是结果了，遇到谁呢？对面的刚才自己弄，很多病人谁突病了呢？也可能也是不是结婚呢？第一个是给这个水平很难的是东西。
Next is patience. The nature of patience is an undisturbed mind. During these 2 hours of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma, I will patiently accept difficulties and sufferings of my body and mind. If I engage in this manner, then these roots of virtue will be conjoined with the practice of patience.
给我了对生的这个是我是蛮难受，他脸上红是结果了，给我的看得出来，对，成都中华人呢，第一个是给这个白人是认识。
Next is joyous effort. The nature of joyous effort is mind enthusiastic for virtue. I will joyfully and enthusiastically engage in listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma. If I engage in this manner, then these roots of virtue will be conjoined with the practice of joyous effort.
我谁给你过了自己的那个的上面是我是蛮难受，你看到脸上不是举例开始，那人的身体弄多的那样的话，马上脸上不是这个给小的人身的话，最近都给他看见的，那脸上不是结果呢，那第一个是给这里是不是不是？
Next is concentration. The nature of concentration is a mind that single-pointedly focused on virtuous objects. I will single-pointedly focus my mind on this virtuous object without being overcome by distractions and discursive thoughts. Last one is wisdom. The nature of wisdom is a knower that thoroughly distinguishes phenomena. I will properly and unmistakenly understand the words and meanings of the Dharma that I listen to, contemplate, and meditate on. If I engage in this manner, then these roots of virtue will be conjoined with the practice of wisdom. Set a goal motivation. For the sake of all mother sentient beings, I will achieve the state of enlightenment. For this, I will listen to the holy teaching and practice accordingly in order to benefit sentient beings.
Oh yeah, thank you. really researching foreigner in the city of Data. Much energy to be turned towards the mobile was it. I was another searching which is the city really machine on the copy of gospel. What did you tell them also? Would be much it's all much name of what could be the paint up and then the kind of in a racing or Martin Labor Shaper in Ranchu Simba, which is would be the thought.
So today we'll begin with first chapter, verse 31. If whoever reciprocates benefit is worthy of some praise, then one need to mention the Bodhisattva who does good without it being asked of him. So this is under the outline, worthy of praise due to rendering assistance out of great compassions, even was not asked.
I think it's another question is not. When you simple say what the yes. Change serum which you do the demo so that is about the Kanda. You are used to do the Kanda. Each one be that together. You have going to pay up. Each going to put you a Kanda. Or you are used to do the Kanda. Whatever. Because I have a yes. It's really good.
So here he talks about bodhisattvas who have generated bodhicitta in their mind streams are worthy of praise. So worthy of praise means that both physically, verbally, and mentally we praise them. So praise them as in or respect them. So respect them as in physically we do prostration or we pay homage to bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas, verbally we sing praises or we praise them verbally. And mentally, then we generate faith in bodhisattvas.
Too much about doing punishing, interpretation, or about the weather, the water in a gang table. As I told the gang tin, major chabby. The certain gang issue, you chill with it, meeting or watching it, or watching it, Kandapa, need so far, see again, the other, Meganina, make Rumbatiada, Chipumbaina, Chig Robachi, no one chit, the Dig Robachi, Kolabaya, Jenny, Roa, Kokani Telepachi, the new Robachi, that the new Robachi in Jela, not really never had what is so, other Malaman, when we check it to be your color, the Robaches and the Kolakadina, Association, Kolapets, Adritin, Linda, the Legit, the Put you dinner, you want to double up. meditation 여러 주상 원리 이게这些吧这种叫嘛吧然后是吧是一个发展方法也吧去对吧我们几乎有也是我们的是吧我们是要不的话的对吧我们几乎你瞧的也是我这当不得是
Mm. So, for example, a person who fell sick and then he experiences uninterrupted suffering because of the sickness, and he feels bad as well, and then has to undergo the treatment as well. So he experiences suffering. So if one were to help that patient to eliminate his suffering, such as giving provisions or helping him financially, for example, the treatment's fee and etc., and also free him from such suffering. So when that patient is recovered, then he remember that this person helped me before when I was when I was sick. Then he remember his kindness. Then he repay his kindness. So instead of uh, uh, express, then he repay his kindness. Then others will praise that this person remembers has a person who remembers others' gratitude, and then he will praise that person who has returned, who has already recovered from sickness, because he did not return gratitude with harm or etc. Instead, he remember the person who helped him and repay his kindness. So such a person is worthy of praise, such as being praised as a person who with gratitude, and who is a person who is a good person, kind person.
我到这里去没得了本来就你的那个药了的街上是不会吃这这些年的我呢也不知道的话也不知道的话而且个的我这些你对你是的话你是的我是根据农家经这个店的那个没对吧马上把是那个话我呢你的那个我知道了对吧马上把的你的年把是那个我呢是差点了我呢是差点的是哇那等到是过了这吧呀或者看你这些
So this person doesn't remember kindness of others, kindness of those who have helped him. Then others or the society will call this person a person who, with bad behavior, bad attitude. So instead, if this person remembers those who have helped him, remember the kindness of those who have helped him, and then and repay their kindness, then this person will be praised by the society or praised by the world that this person is a good person, that he has a good attitude, he has good behavior.
那别了我把这个有的这个长期性保定了，长期性保了我把有现在工资的写着了哇，就这가르쳐나长期性保的呗，我了偏大把自己过呢，经济啊，等你是偏大把等你把天家等你你吧啊，你给没吧？对，我那个偏多罗西如果接罗西是等你个所得的是刚才嘛就也是的哇，所得的嘛就也是。是刚才可能比如把接罗今年接罗你接罗是等你所得的是跟我觉得你这那个需要嘛的是的，那个需要嘛的呢，那个你讲他把这了，咱不是容易的，是吧？这些人里边，你听不老说吧？你强调身体有啊是吧？你听不个，强调身老说吧，都会一百两万面嘛。你让我们吧，或者对，你说多少个你来，原来你吃了，你那么顶绝不要不用啊的，那么说了，人说了呗，大概什么没法去，那可能年纪让的呗，让我们吧，一年上的，那赢了看到偏多吧，是吧？赢了，你就基本上别看到，那么说，嘛对吧？实际了年里面，对，但是呢年里面吧，那个点呢，那块偏多吧。骗到吧，的，骗到你的，那出骗多呀，你搞起来，有马路啊，怕人家的，你有马路，你上面你多了就过来个把接入是，你了不是干的嘛，是吧？对，你娘他把的了，什么公的，你这个人外面把这过了，来来那你也不怎么搞起来嘛的话，外面把不让话，人到家请不起，是吧？人到家请不起嘛。 Digi, Kevudi, Chanju Simbala, Mama Bataja, make that visit, no, need, visit, that. What are you wondering also of Mokuka, sending to the Joe, the column, Kigura, Chanju Simbala, actually, Pelil, Pelila, Sano Kemeba, and that, but in the Gua Shua Maniba, the one out of what you wanted, or in the one. The Bachiata, later nominated to be Kakela Sano. What the little of your budget can't send to the daily product. No, the shame of it.
So that was example. So so meaning it links to bodhisattvas. So bodhisattvas are worthy of praise because bodhisattvas help others who offer great help to others, especially to those wretched beings. So bodhisattvas offer great help to others without uh, without any intentions to ask something back from the person, without asking something from the person, without thinking about, or if I help this person, then I will create such a positive karma, they will bring forth such a good ripening result. Bodhisattvas do not think about this, and when they help others, they do not have the intentions wanting something back from the person. And when bodhisattvas help others, even bodhisattvas were not asked to do so. The bodhisattvas, due to great compassion, then they help others. And so bodhisattvas who do not hold someone near and hold someone near and some distance, and the bodhisattvas offer great help to others. So such bodhisattvas who possess bodhicitta in their continuer are definitely worthy of praise. So as compared to, so if those worthy beings who help others, who remember the kindness of others and repay the kindness of others, are worthy of praises, then let alone bodhisattvas who possess bodhicitta in their continuer, who offer great help others due to great compassion and without asking anything from those people. Worthy of praise. Sorry.
Pretty such a neighbor, my dad. Wow, anybody. The dig window up on my level. Remember, choosing to ball, the double here, he did other double. My shield, was the door. Not able to do it. And that bed, what shield it. I will need to something about chain about. Yeah, was it about them sharing what?
So next verse is under the outline. If those who accomplish small help are worthy of praises, then those who accomplishes all happiness and benefits are worthy of great praises.
That's what it will be. And the one using them is said to said the Jiba Shebatan, which is Nishi, Shebayan, Gewa Sheba, Niki, Sinje Tanta Yella Girindo, Gewa Hiji, the Walla message, Villa Sombatara Roger, the father Jimba, this, Yewa, Shulogan, Shulogan, my face.
So the next two verses are under this those who accomplish all benefits and happiness are worthy of great praises. So the verse 32 and verse 33. The world honors as virtuous a man who procures mediocre food and for an instant gives it disrespectfully to a small number of beings that satisfies them for only half a day. What need be said then of one who constantly bestows the unsurpassed list of the Sukatas for a long time upon countless sentient beings, fulfilling all their hopes.
That is all the corrections. Under the one Maloney, come on, door, and says, issue with door, is a share with it. And you didn't know. The one who says that Tanga Yopa. But Gala, the Tanga jealous about the Tanga by Jana, you were what? Tanga jealous of us, jealous about the Tanga say over. The Tanga say over the Digila, we will never. 남이 세죠 맞죠 다 간다 달라다래 다 갈라라서 받는 거와 이파 친구 기다 민족 좋아 우리가 가장 배 친구들이 민족 근데 배 이제 이세가도 두고 나와 가시나 뭐 가시나 들리기로 와 이제다 지금 다바르게 그러나데 루가치네 니로와 칼라티아레 사야레 그냐레 그냐레 들리기로 와 지워지 근데 로바치 나 로바치리 가서 나 간다 로바치 사기 하나 하나 저나 간다 노아 그거지 그게 근데 가기면서 시간 가서 힘받아 집어서 가서 그런 거 우리 이제 봐 이쪽 해봐 나도 그냥 자기서 파이나 그 심바도는 가서 이틀 그저 그쪽으로 와 그런 게 내가 뭐냐 의샤다 근데 좋아서 아 그저 해봐 근데 나도 그저 시험하나 이제 두 번도 들어와 이제 두 번도 이 거는 그거라 같이 제어도 이세가 같은 게 들어와 세라 이세가 같은 게 들어와 같이 그거 제어도 그 저는 수이나 그런 거야 지금 무슨 스토리다 진짜 좀 맞지 지금 우리 그거지 우리 요아면 뭐 꾸팅 메시버 되는데 나시나마 세계가 근데 진짜 제발이나 간다 가디 좀 뭐래 그냥 가디 좀 뭐와 가디 좀 뭐래 어떻게 그냥 예스 와 아무데
So here it says, the world honors as virtuous a man who procures mediocre food and for an instant gives it disrespectfully to a small number of beings. So small number of beings refers to a group of beings who is measurable. So like, for example, 100, a group of 100 people or a group of 300 or 400 people. So the number is measurable. So a man who gives mediocre food. So mediocre food or provisions of things such as food and drink, such as clothing and etc. So is of those are of mediocre quality. So those are not a good quality one, not a good quality one. And then for an instant gives it. So for instant gives it means that this person who gives food, drink, clothing to others for a short time. So for a short time can be just for a few weeks or just for a few months. And when this man gives food, drink, clothing to this small number of beings, such as a group of 100 people, and then he gives it disrespectfully. So without any without showing any respect to this small group of people, even saying harsh words to them as well. And these men will be honored by the world or will be honored by many others as a virtuous person, as a benefactor, or as a person who are very kind. So this man is kind because he gives food, clothing, and etc. to others. And this man, even though his application or his behavior is disrespectful, and however, the world will honor this man as a virtuous benefactor.
어디로 들어가서 배 나와서 로컬 그 세 멤버이나 그런 게 그냥 봐 다시 봐 나다 센터지 보내 봐 이거 들으면 이 땀바이는 어디나 자리에서 그래서 나도 생각은 전부 산 그래서 와 생각 전부 사 하나 간다 그래서 이게나 간다 그것이 뭐예요 예 나지 지야 되는 차디 해서 뭐에서 나지 지야 차디에 다 나지 지야 가서 야 의도라 이게 그거로 야 지금다 뒤에를 두다 생각 전부 사기 때 이거는 제가 쉬어다 와서 자주 좀 기다려야 근데 뭐에서 야부터 있어 비슈가 싸우려 해서 와 아, 이나야. 그래. 이제 수요일에서 파기제 치고 무슨 말.
So even this man gives food, clothing, or drink to others for few months or even for few years in disrespectful manner. And these men or these men will accumulate merit, and these men will be praised as a benefactor or as a virtuous person. So, however, we are talking about. So even though this man accumulates merit, these men are praised as a virtuous benefactor. However, there is a difference in terms of the benefits, in terms of the merit as well. So such a person, and what is more superior to this example, the example of a man who gives food for a short time, disrespectful to a small number of people.
다 딜하게 가서 다 장기스 가서 어디 간다로와 앞에 간다로고 지저게 이거 앞에 로와 백조 이자초 스치 잘이야 나한테 센스는 야도 와 센스 같이 네 그러고 지그레스는 그디 세자 로와 세자 내가 코치 심모도 뒤에 그러잖아 코치 심모도 와 나쁜 거 코치 시집가다 이게 간다 이게 이제 지바샤 세도 체도 봐봐시 이 본도 속에 와서세 아마 그 뒤에서 이게 소리 기고로 와 자주세 바이나 외상이 많이 봐 그런데 나 간다 이시 있는 것도 해야 돼 수원이 누가 올라나게 가시죠 그래서 미시죠 이시 제대로 미시죠 올라나게 미시죠 왜 간다 되는 게 대신 앞에 편바 그런데 일 수부 뒤 편바 자치 부분에 아 너바시 그거지 들리지 내 편도가 같이 그래서 이 냠다바 가리나 도와냐도 지도 감 잡아 네 신라 가와 근데 이게 그 대화 디치피스 더 받은 이야기 나로 같이 두요레스 자신다 그러와 그거 지야도 아까 이 눈이 많이 봐 디트로다 지금 신지 많이 눈이 많이 봐 신지 장난인데 봐 이렇게 그거 지금 맞아지 봐 이게 진짜 체지야 무슨 누가 체지야 이게 로봇 지요레스 우리 로봇 지어서 로봇 제바 맞지 누가다 간디지 제 간디스나 로봇 지어서 누가 그cepte 그cepte 맞아 나가기 때 시라지 피바 있는 시사기는 그때다 게 와, 그때다 집에 돈에 되게 돈에 나가 지금 배경을 하는 그래서 같이 그래서 이제 누구와 어디 되는 예스 그래서 저기서 봐라 예 아까 나와 제발 그만 왔습니다 와
So who are more superior to this man who procures mediocre food and, for instance, gives it respectfully to a small number of beings? And they are bodhisattvas. So bodhisattvas, when bodhisattvas help others, help sentient beings. So sentient beings are immeasurable. So immeasurable or numberless sentient beings. So there is one point that is superior to the example of this man. So bodhisattvas help others, numberless sentient beings. So in terms of the sentient beings, or in terms of the object that bodhisattvas help is numberless. And then for in terms of time, then is until the end of secular existence. So bodhisattvas help other sentient beings until the end of secular existence. And when bodhisattvas help others, such as giving food, drinks, or clothing to others, he gives the good quality one. They give the excellent things to others. And the supreme among the things that bodhisattvas gives to others is the uncontaminated happiness. And when bodhisattvas gives things to others or help others, then he help others to accomplish their wishes, to fulfill their wishes, and to bring happiness to their mind. And when bodhisattvas help others, then bodhisattvas help others in a respectful manner. So he respectfully help others, or even when bodhisattvas give things to others, then bodhisattvas gives it respectfully, and even using speaking very pleasantly, using honorific words and etc. So such bodhisattvas who help others, who help numberless sentient beings, are worthy of praise. So so don't mention that such bodhisattvas are worthy of praise.
나 자주세만 나올 때는 나 그다 니 대반 연도가 들어봐 라바다 강바리 이심바통하다 개마라서 봐 이 뭐다 그래서 안에 이거라 그거 개마 짐바라서 봐 되게 배심바통이나 나와다 포인트는 간다 심바통 잡으랬어 근데 심바통 어디 가서 뭐 처음에 기회사 심바통 똥사디 너무 어디 가서 이렇게 뭐가 해서 와 슬라드 세나 이 말에서 와 이거 말이지 근데 제가 이래서 안 들어와
So when give things or gifts to when gives gifts or things to others are worthy of praises, then don't mention bodhisattvas who gives things such as liver or kidney or etc. to those sentient beings who are in need of it. The bodhisattvas gives it happily and joyfully. So don't mention those bodhisattvas are worthy of great praises.
비슷한 그런 가서 잠들이 나오라. 그런 가서 개노 신바탕 와서 근데 왜 용도와. 그좀 원래 내서 그때 무슨 앞에 그래서 휴 첨부 연구 저래마도 이가지 자원이 당 바로 와. 그 말. 당외 내서 그 공司修첨부 장이 있으면 신바 문에 이게 좀 들어와. 문에 이게 그런 가서 누가야 그거는 세라를 가서 그거 되냐? 이거 누가 기다 치면 바탕 좀 이게 다 그래 이게. 그다음 이게 또 안. 그래서 그 너무 좋아. 他只是被上头没在我修的话，他我也这个人，他下头呢已经把他们的话，他只是被等生活你这个被，马上就等着你了哇。
And also in nowadays, there are people who donate their liver or donate their kidney to others. So those are definitely done out of bodhicitta. So this, when donate kidneys to others, is not that simple. So when you're able to do it, then it shows that your actions is congruent with a very strong good intention, such as bodhicitta. So even in Sarah, in Sarah, there was one who donate his kidney to others as well. So this is definitely a bodhisattva act. And even in the stories, bodhisattva stories, and those bodhisattva who took their meat and gave it to others as well. So this shows that those practitioners are really bodhisattva.
我第一节了，那就对的设计，讲究什么了？就是这样，那把没就是，那对我嘛，等到设计对起，你找他嘛，关系点历史的是吧？他讲到对起了是吧？他讲究什么了？那就没得说话的，弄这这样，他刚才这个嘛也是，他没理就是的嘛，那个是吧？他找什么就对了。
So next is under the outline, the reason why it is inappropriate to deride or to criticize even the slightest. The reason why it is inappropriate to criticize or deride bodhisattvas, not even the slightest.
我得早点看到，我去听你就是寻到了，搞定你是这个，是吧？对，你是这个长期搞搞呢，那我那个你就特别松散。
And the verse is verse 34. The Buddha has said that someone who generates an evil thought against such a benefactor as the child of the victors will remain in hell for as many eons as they were evil thoughts.
甚至看给人平均跳到金宝去的，你那个那是已经到讲究什么了？我的现在把小王的一定是你这个人呐，一个啥情我嘞也是个是吧？一个啥情不喜欢，一个啥情不喜欢嘞？你那个也是这个是呢，有的时候那么就求这个多呢，很多人送来的，你想究什么了？你那个也是这个人呐，我搞的是从我的搞的说是呢，讲的还是讲的是什么了？工作有限。自己秘密设计把这些都对吧？搞不鸟了你不晓得是这些不晓得小事，我的颜色对，长就是把它看到颜色给对，色长这结果呢，我哪去贴上去长，我不鸟不是你不是那个你不是颜色是吧？颜色长看这就是呢，这个哪去贴的样吧？这头我鸟了嘛，搞把它哪去长个？那个颜色点那个地方上了颜色个。我们这个，因为看到很多人送来的时候，在别哇，
Yeah, so to such an ultimate benefactor, bodhisattvas who help benefactors who gives benefits and happiness to sentient beings. So if we were to belittle them or deride them, criticize them or harm them, so if we generate such a evil thought or negative thought wishing to do so. So then it creates a very heavy negativities. So in the definite pacifying magical emanation sutra, it says that Manjushri, bodhisattvas, if a bodhisattvas generate anger thought towards another bodhisattvas, and for as long, however many the negative thoughts one has generated towards another bodhisattvas, then for that long, or for that number of eons, that person or that bodhisattva will remain in hell.
我到底是说，刚才的看到这个鸟了，爸爸了，鸟了嘛，你看这路，我也是到上去重点的，看到这树苗的也是，对了，看到是这个也是，那个是这个也是我的感受，那点这个的，不是把是我的，真的，是吧？不是把是我的，所以呢，好过嘛的，是说，这个看上最爽嘛，现在我去打的是那种多，有的，看上最爽多嘛的是吧？最爽多嘛的是。 가슴 가면 어야 말은 근데 재밌어 봐. 사토지 되니라 때 수수게 이제 제거이나 그래서도 그냥 뭐 쉬고 사는 거. 그래서 그래서 좀 제거 그래서
강사의 최종.
그래서 그말 근데 왕사 김에서는 이제 진남바지 때려봐이나 가능하서 대면에 지출해서 나도 말했습니다. 와, 나 저기 공부하다 치 공부를 봐도 뭐에 저기 그런 인다니 그래서 뭐 인다니 하나 재밌어 보인다니 So
therefore, in this sutra, definite pacifying magical emanation sutra says that if we generate such an evil thought towards bodhisattvas, one will create such a heavy negativities. So therefore, we have to be careful, and we cannot tell who is a bodhisattva and who is not bodhisattvas. So, and in the sutra, it says that a sentient being cannot judge another sentient beings. So, or gauge another sentient beings, meaning that he cannot tell whether that person is a bodhisattva or that person is not a bodhisattva. So, even as a being came to us in the aspects of a dog, and we are unable to decisively say that this is a dog because we cannot tell whether this is the magical emanations of a bodhisattvas in the form of a dog or not. So therefore, we have to be careful. So unless you have certain realizations that you can tell or you can see the actual form of that person, otherwise, then when we deal with others, we have to be very careful.
那讲的debut是debut 多结果了这个，他叫很多人，他几很多人人家提出很多啊。 노래 가서 소스는 방귀는 그 쉐마 지내지세 정말이 수고가 방귀는서 간다 잔소도 주 잔소 주고 보고 되게 그래서 잔소 첨부 모두 주 감각 잔소 던지려 보고요 말에 그때 방귀는서 그 잔소 첨부 첨부를 쉐마서 잔소 첨부 주도 그거 와 저도 잔소 첨부 취지도 나한테 그거 쯤마 되어와 여기서 첨부는 취지 그거 쯤마 되어와 님 장가 대단냐 봐 이쪽에 되게 맛있다 이거 사실 뭐 심사는 거와 같은 경우 줄기라서 봐 디바다 메이세버라서 봐 근데 제가 이나 디바 차치 뭐 사는데 왜 디바 쳐와 디바 쳐보려면 장주 심발아 내가 제가 이나 이 장주 심발 내가 저 디바 다뭐 디바 차치와 디바 차치와 그래서 같은 거 하는 소리야 너 좋아 이 자자도 너 소리야 좋아 가지고 어디서 말해서
So if we generate the power of faith in bodhisattvas, then again in the seals of entrance sutra, so it says that if one were to destroy or burn down stupas equaling to the number of grains in the Ganges River, so equaling the number of grains in Ganges River. So this is a very common example. So, however, when we as we come across these phrases, numbering the number of grains of sand in Ganges River, then we have to understand that what it means is the water molecule, number of water molecule in the great ocean, number of water molecules in great oceans. So definitely is numberless and is immeasurable. So if one were to destroy or burn down stupas equaling to the number of water molecule in great ocean, then the negativity is great. And if one were to generate unful intention towards bodhisattvas who incline towards Mahayana, then the negativity is much greater than the previous one. So the negativity is countless times greater than the negativities of burning down and breaking down, break down the stupas, numbering the number of water molecule in great ocean. Why do we say that if one generates evil thoughts towards bodhisattvas, the negativities is great? And why do we say that if one were to generate evil thoughts towards the bodhisattvas, for however many moments of evil thoughts there are or there were, then one will experience the ripening result in hell for in the measurements of eons. So one will born in eon, one will born in hell for eons equaling to the number of evil thoughts or equaling to the number of moments of evil thoughts towards bodhisattvas. So why it say like that? It's because if we were to generate an evil thought or harm bodhisattvas, then we harm the cause of bodhisattvas. Because we harm the cause of bodhisattvas, therefore the negativity is that heavy, is that horrible. So, and this is mentioned in scriptures and in the commentaries as well. So when we say that if we generate evil thoughts or harm bodhisattvas, so bodhisattvas is the cause of Buddha, or it's a cause of Buddha, or is a cause of future Buddha. Therefore, if we harm the cause, which is bodhisattvas, then the negativities becomes very great. And in the glorious Chandrakirti entering the middle way, it says that Buddha is born from bodhisattvas. So this also explains the same thing, that if we were to harm the cause of Buddha, which is bodhisattvas, then the negativities will become heavy. So this is the reason why we say evil thoughts towards generating evil thoughts towards bodhisattvas is a heavy negative deeds. And similarly, if we harm the cause, if we harm the seed, Like for example, a bird eats a seed. The seed is the cause to give rise to the sprout, right? So, and you will not be able, if it was eaten, then the seed cannot give rise to the sprout anymore, right? So similarly, if we harm the cause of Buddha, which is bodhisattvas, then the negativity become very big, heavy.
That is the answer to the Shanti symbol of the body, the children of the body, the children. So, and the Rand, Kanshira, Kanshina, he interpreted how to face it. Sini dua, that the matter change.
So next is under the outline, the reason why it is appropriate to cultivate faith in bodhisattvas. And the relevant verse is the first two lines of verse 35. But if one acts out of an attitude of faith, its fruits will multiply far more than that.
That the Tanda Karshana, that you can go Shivanashi, that one that Chinese symbol, and the deeper section would be safe. And he said, John Kachivana, the pick up a money be able to do it to the Shusarwa. And that another, that symbol of the Chivana, that people can raise that and that day. In the symbol of the Chivana, no sooner. Taking that, Dribble, usually participate to the 9 year set, that another delivery. Kanda, that was a grand Gina and the symbol of Saba, Bosun, you got the point to the deba. Roa, deba, in the Kanda, now the deba for the Rachel, which is a deba, Roa, we got to look at it, deba, which is deba ina. Deba taking dribble, are your essence, that around Roa, when you got the big deba taking dribble because not dibi, you pass out the Nisi, particular Nisi did a quantum box. Couple, I know what the still is. Copy cabinet, the Yawa, the Nigris, Susarwa. That done up there. Yeah, tell it. So, Deba, the initial mission, but the time Deba can't reach Deba taking Deba the Nga, Nisi. Kazijina, the Nigan Deba, you want. Don't get you more. The war. Deba Dewan, it's not Deba Dewan. Deba Dewan, the Dish, so luck to the Risas, use war. Papa Mambola, that's fucking give it. When you say debating, debating, say no before, and that's what judgeable, side digging, liberty, or Mongola, so we won't hear you say about the digging, it's not to Masasa, yes, it's another chimo, not Chimosasa, yes, what the Chiba, so Deba Chiba, you know, the Pasavina, in this Chiba, you know, what's such a one, yeah, Deba Chiba, Deba the Tele, yeah, one, you do what. I didn't tell this is probably. I did a Kanda, Dole, the new Jewish order, nothing dollars so that tragically dollars soon as something dollars so that isn't too much what I'm going to do.
So in the sutra, such as the entrance of Seal Sutra says that if one create a cause such as generating evil thoughts towards bodhisattvas, then one will experience the result in hell for eons and eons. So, and as compared to this, if one were to generate faith in bodhisattvas, so one will accumulate extensive merits, and then for a very long time, so for eons and eons. So if one were to generate faith in bodhisattvas, such as three doors, generate faith or respect bodhisattvas, such as physically pay respect or pay homage to bodhisattvas, verbally praises bodhisattvas, and mentally develop respect and faith in bodhisattvas, then the merits that one will accumulate is much greater than the resultant negativities of generating evil thoughts towards bodhisattvas. So the resultant resultant negativities that one will accumulate through generating evil thoughts towards bodhisattvas is huge, right? It's great, right? So, however, if one were to generate faith and respect bodhisattvas through our three doors, then the merits that one will accumulate is much greater than the negativities that one generates evil thoughts towards the bodhisattvas. So one will experience one will accumulate extensive collections of merits for eons and eons, and one can enjoy this fruit, and one can enjoy these inexhaustible fruits for eons and eons. So these negativities and these extensive merits that one will accumulate in relation to bodhisattvas, and these are quoted from the entrance of Seal Sutras.
다들 리스가 다시 원인다. 자, 장기실발을 들리 때 당연히 대박이나. 네, 이거 이제 들리 자체도 쉬워 요와서. 그러니까 들리지 여기 이제 다 원만한 거. 근데 장기실발을 차차게 껴서 그걸 봤어요. 들리라고 와. 이제도 되는 와. 근데 이제 들리라니. 근데 다 차차서 짜서 좋아지. 그렇게 이제 창조하지. 그래서 레세 일만 자와데 자세는 또 진짜 뭐 유교와 나도 패스.
So based on the reasons and benefits that mentioned previously, then next outline is therefore they are worthy of homage and refuge. And the relevant verse is third and fourth line of verse 35. Even in adversity, the children of the victors generate no negativity. Instead, their virtues naturally increase.
어디는 전화 가르쳐서 가지고 사와 저기 무슨 도와요. 어디는 그렇게 다시 그런 예, 여봐 맞지. 당근 때문에 말 이거는. 그래서 전주식 받으나라. 하나 이제 받아. 정말 차친구들이 쏘라 뽑았다고. 중앙이라고 세카와 들리 좀 봐이나. 가기 나만 좀 받기 좀 봐이나. 이제는 다 그거 뭐지 말이지. 그러와서 뭐지 그러와. 그러면 뭐 지금 말했어. 그래서 그랬어. 그래서도 근데 쉐가 앞에 땅에다 땅에다 쉐가 왔다 되게 띵이 같은 게 내가 정말이나 나를 봐 풍부하다 네 지금 말이었어 봐 나는 뭐지 봐 맞지 풍부한 뭐지 봐 맞지 띵이 되게 좋대 누가 쉐바라서 보니 쉐바 지금 쉐바 거 지금 누가 배워 그러와 네 쉐바라서 봤더니 그 개와서 봐 이거야 군의 공동편 군의 공동편 아마도 지금 배워있는 들리지도 말와 군의 공동편 그랬어 왜 들리다 그 들리소다 그 장기스 받다 따라서 짜서 해봐다 전도 해봐 해봐 전도 해봐 그래서 아세 그 주식 시오.
So besides those benefits that mentioned previously, and bodhisattvas are worthy of homage and prostration, is because even bodhisattvas, when bodhisattvas face great difficulties that are unbearable, and bodhisattvas, instead of generating anger or instead of creating negative deeds, they will generate great patience and causes their virtue to increase more and more. So unlike ordinary beings like us, then when we are in a great difficulties, then then we are able to generate great patience during that difficult times, right? So bodhisattvas, when they are in difficult times, instead of generating anger or creating negative deeds, then they generate strong patience and causes their virtue to increase more and more. So these are the reason why bodhisattvas are worthy of homage and refuge.
들리수다 건너 전주스 마세와디 앞에 칠년까지와라 반년에서와디 that's 말이죠. 너네 마티가 많이 될었어. 보네. 개월납 전부터 이제 뭐 개월납 전부야 패드 보내 말도. 그래서 너네 들이 자원이 지금 말이에요. 딱 하나로 너네 못 되었다. 대비기 셈바 전부서 셈바티 라운드 패츠네 바치네 한년 밤에 대비기 수수 강에 때 아마 들리기 내봐이나 안파 레이팅 말이스 레이팅 말이스 마티어스 바보한테 개월하고 패드 보내서 대비기랑 맞죠. 그래서 도와다 차서 해봐지. 당연히 제일 그 말이에요. 좋아.
So if some harms a bodhisattvas, so not only that not only do bodhisattvas not retaliate the harm givers, but bodhisattvas will also generate patience towards harm givers as well. So even though those harm Because even those harm givers harm bodhisattvas, and bodhisattvas, at the course of their lives, they will not retaliate the harm givers, and instead will generate patience towards harm givers. Therefore, bodhisattvas are worthy of homage and refuge.
Tapi anda menjadi orang tu saja di untuk orang jiwa, nak pergi berjaya. Tapi mesti kita dengan jiwa. Orang asing kita tambah orang jadi sebab ni pula cantik. Orang ni pasti jadi dia wa, Hindu ni dia lah jadi cincin. Tapi cuma orang dua, tapi ni cium dua.
And verse 36 says that their virtues naturally increase. So the verse 36 says, I prostrate to the body of he in whom the sacred precious mind is born. I seek refuge in that source of happiness that brings to happiness even those who harm him.
你讲的老就是话，按照工作军事是忙活的话，什么当然，按照场地性，担保人过去，先把第一过了，我是隔壁过来，我就抢操过来，你抢操的话就随便留那了，我就随便留我吧，我留多嘛的，你电脑的细节是吧？是吧？电脑嘛，这个协会也是吧？协会给我买那个这个去。
Yeah. So having contemplated on many reasons, therefore, bodhisattvas are worthy of homage or prostrations. And regarding these, this will be explained in the chapter of patience.
历史当中是吧？讲究是人过去比了，这个讲法，讲究什么第一，看到过来看到，把我说隔壁的呢，强差不多也是啦，但是我说隔壁的呢，强差不多。 So
to such a holy being, bodhisattvas who have generated bodhicitta in their continuer, then I prostrate respectfully with my three doors.
对了，这些很多，刚才这个叫我相对过来，相对是把这个，我说如果写的话，这话最说嘛很多啊。 这个等到是个小人，我相对是把它拍那把起来的，我说个呀，么了，对吧？就相对是把它那把起来呢，他对吧？就是你切我，但是这个嘛，这就你要的新加坡的，就是台湾的人家人，完了那把起来的话，你有那个了叫做这些，那把起来，但是这边，把全部放上来，特别的那个，我嘛，要不相对多的，有的人就年纪大，你相对是把个传统啊。 下场老师把这个懂了，是吧？这懂的，讲就是把它写完了，他恐怕来就，他把这恐怕来就，没有，看到的话，他把这恐怕的，等到，结果对嘛的，结果关心是what去，结果关心是what去的，讲就是把那都，但是中国人是什么？结果关心，讲就是把中国，讲就是把中国，是吧？看到的话，
可以讲
关心是what去，
给我关心，
结果关心的，这讲就是把那都，但是是吧？ 刚才就是学的，肯定是把中国的啥的，也中国的是吧？我写吧的是过，是吧？肯定是把写吧的是，要不相比过来看到差多点的话，年纪嘛，他估计差多点的话，也差多点的，这嘛是吧？对吧？你懂得多少说？年纪嘛，估计差多点的话，
让中学的几个人有，
但是没得现在的话，要不相比多少，等等调整的话。 是这样吧？
因为前面都得中级的话，中学的现在几点给我发现的话，
中级的，那成绩什么把这什么的，有的是，是吧？那现在要不这个，对，也要不这个对，是把好像对，是把的那个，就是把这个，我把它搞了是吧？啊，这个，希望就是这个也是可能就是把我把那个拖了是吧？理解这个也是我。
基本现在即使讲说吧，有年讲是什么什么有年的，方法谈话都要，
方法，也是，理论几个也是吧？理论几个人，那是长嘛了，看到肯定，什么了？对，然后刚把，讲究什么了？对，对那个，要看这结巴一样，他讲究什么的，另外一个啥子对，也长不上是，但是 다들 normal 이게 막 이게 다. 그
그냥,
다들 그 자주심 받았더니 내가 지금도 그 자주심 받 개제고 그래. 다들 받고 그래. 우리 그 자주심 받 대화리나 대화리야 끼가 있는데 이거 대화리야 끼가 있는데 그 뭔가 자주심만 집어다 그 내서 한번 싸워. 근데 이거서
내가 끄야지.
대화 거야. 대화리야 그거. 예. 나 자주심 받는데 제일 돼. 이나 자주심 받 지역의 전체적인 무엇인지 저거 봐. 그 중에 대부분의 공정한 저기 제거를 내 상부식이 싸웠어. 내 상부식 이 차로 없어. 나도 제일 시작 시기 너무나 대화를 받는 차원이.
So verse 36, third and fourth line, it says, I seek refuge in that source of happiness who brings to happiness even those who harm him. So in relation to this, then there are stories about a king, a king such as the power of love, a king called power of love. Then, yeah, yeah. So there were five yakshas who eat the meat and drink the blood of the kasa. 이 기부 참비 똑기 이 누징기가 바로 누징이 누 바로
무슨가?
누징가 기부 참비 똑 누 바로
내가 처음
나서
그 자주심 다 지금
다 자주스만의 지정 기부 참비 똑 So there were a bodhisattva who was a king called power of love. Then there were five yakshas who cut his flesh and drank his blood. So then another and eventually eventually these five yakshas uh, were placed in the state of were placed in an Arya state. So that is one story. Another story is a king called King Bajin. I don't know the Sanskrit word for this. So a king called Bajin. Then he killed he killed a bodhisattva, and the bodhisattva's name was Medo Tongze. So something like beautiful flowers. So bodhisattva who was named something like beautiful flowers. So king called Bajin killed the bodhisattvas. The second story. And the third story is another king of the limbs, the hands and legs of the bodhisattva who has great patience. So all these, so even though those harm givers harm bodhisattvas, and however, these harm givers uh, has the opportunity to meet bodhisattvas, right? So they were able to meet bodhisattvas, and so that through these, then they create a good karma to be placed in the state of happiness by bodhisattvas out of great compassion. So even though these harm givers harm those bodhisattvas, still they met those bodhisattvas. So therefore, they accumulate a good karma to be placed in the state of in the happiness state, in a happy state, out of bodhisattvas' great compassion.
저 대신 아마 우리 이제 생각하다 보면 얘가 그래. 대신 아마는 연습하는 때가 지바이나 때 내신 당 같이 깨바이나 제가 그거만 이렇게 되는 요거야. 이거 사실 뭐 이제 시작을 해야지. 이거 그다 힘을 내시고 와. 나 단자들은 아주 전기시 버튼 받아 놔서 봤더니 내가 더 밑지바이나 전기시 버튼 내가 토니. 전기시 버튼 내가 다 사람 대화래야. 하. 네. 다 사람 대화래야. 와. 저번에 그거 되게 네. 그것이 좋습니다. 그비랑은 그거 그비랑 그거 더 발에 되게 이거지 더 살겠어. 이거서 더 살겠어. 그와 뜻이 인가원도 그리고 때 앉아 주시기 때문에 그와
So this seems a bit contradictory. So because it says that if one were to generate evil thoughts toward bodhisattvas and for however many moments of that evil thoughts generated, then one will experience in hell for that number of eons. And but here it says that if one, even though those harm givers harm those bodhisattvas, and however, since they make connections with those bodhisattvas, they also accumulate a good karma to obtain Maya path in the future. So this seems a bit contradictory, right? I'll explain.
다시 공정하고 싶어서 정기 싶어서 이제 정 자체기나 이 잠깐만 나와라. 뭐 이게 예세 우리 용도 예세 들어와. 이 용화된 것은 남기 뒤에 한데 내게 봐서 남기 뒤에 된 거. 예세. 어떤 용화에 대해 야 좋아. 남기 뒤에 우리 예세. 뭐지?
So the first part, it says if one generates harmful thoughts or harmful intentions or evil thoughts towards the bodhisattvas, then for however many number of thoughts, for however many thoughts, evil thoughts they were, then one will experience in hell for that number of eons. So it talks about one will experience the ripening results.
다기된 것도 남기 되면 그래. 그렇게 관심 받게 내가 사실 뭐 몰라서 받더니 시바이나 남기 이제 다가 누구를 예스 남기 이제 다가 열어서 와. 남기 이제 그 열어서 내가 누구를 얘나 나다데 관심 받게 되게 전에 받치는지라 가다 니제 그냥 니제 그냥 당연히 틀려 대화를 줘. 네. 남기 이제부터 다다데 자기 시바 대화 이 라마 바꾸기 이거 같이 대화 전에 이거야 영화를 네랑이야 그거게 그 대화 잡았어. 어디 잡았어요 그러면. 남이지 사실 뭐 잡아라. 남이지 되면 너무 많이 기다 말이었어. 기다 말이었어. 하다 나데 그 아니 무슨 봐. 생각을 듣기 이제 그 정치마다 영화 저기 남이지 되면서 장기 받은 이 돈에 이가 그냥 이게 야 내가 돈이 내가 바라야 그야 되지. 우리 했을 거야. 아비나게 그때 미긴 영화 잡아 했을 거야. 좋아. 아이는 와서 그 나지 쓰는 거야. 쓰는 대박. 산지 전기선도 대박. 게임이나 왠지 군도라마이나 군도라지가 산지 잡아이나 쓰는 사람 없어. 산지 그래. 무슨 세는 거 그때 저기 뭐 이거 요거 수가 뭐하자 대박이나 쓰는 사람 그래서 네가 무슨 되나는 라고 이거 뭐가
상기제나 상기
산지 전기선보다 대박 쳐내면은 대박은 그거 안에 대박이 얘기하면 제가 생각을 해서 그랬어.
그냥 가자한테 군인들도 대시기 요나야나 대상기 인문이 대시제 받죠. 상기 인문이 시제 받잖아. 야나디 부파라고 본다라고 말하고. 상기 시제 말하고. 상기 야나 제주세. 시제와 야나디 소나사로. So the 단답을 말해. 대화 메나 공도 나와이나. 근데 상기 제주세 밖에 니 소나사. That's all. So the first part it talks about if one generates ill thoughts towards bodhisattvas, then one will experience a ripening result in hell. So it talks about the experience of ripening result of that negativities of generating evil thoughts towards the bodhisattvas. So and then the later part it says that even if one harmed bodhisattvas, then one will be placed in the state of happy state. So it doesn't mean that those harm givers who harm bodhisattvas do not need to experience those ripening results. Those harm givers still need to experience those ripening results. It's just that when they were free from that ripening results, so when those ripening results exhausted, when they're free from the miserable state, then due to the great compassions of bodhisattvas, they also created the positive. They also created the good karma to be connected to the path to happiness due to the great kindness of bodhisattvas. So those harm givers, the harm bodhisattvas, they still have to experience the ripening result, such as experience suffering in hell realms for eons and eons. And once they free from hell realms, then due to the great kindness of great compassions of bodhisattvas, they will be connected to the path that links to happiness. So this is also similar to a famous explanations that if one doesn't have any faith in Buddhas or in bodhisattvas, and with anger meet bodhisattvas or meet a Buddha, then one will accumulate one will accumulate merits. So this is similar to this explanation.
다들 이 공도가 다들 양자질로나 아니 공도 와서 미시 장 같이 개발했는데 이 예전에 냐와라 키는 그래시고라 냐와 백가버 받은 니 그래스 근데 내가 녀버티자 대화된 대화 또 그래 대화된 대화 대화된 대화 또 그래스 대화된 대화 수마디 다 그러니 나 이게 말했어 거라 대화 이거 말했어 대화 이거 말했어 아직 공도 냐와 미시 냐와 제서 공기 되게 대화로 난 되게 대화로 냐와 단단 늘었구나 장기스 같은 거다 한번 라발라서 그거 되지나 나는 이게 이게 요데이나 대화는 거네스 대화 우리 카르구나 개부터 봐 남기 개분 해봐 다 봐이나 세바다 대화도니 나나야 그거 이게 대화 이거 되겠어 이게 대화도 되겠어 되리 맞이야 내가 들리지 봐이나야 세나라 좀 사서 드리게 좀 하다야. 세나 좀 사더래.
팔람 그 얘기 레서 어디 그
대화도 되지. 나라 대화도 돼. 어떤 대화도 돼. 장주심밖에 인지원. 아까 들어. 장주심밖에 전혀봐 가지고 파 인지원 개발. 다 개발이 다 개발하기. 간다. 다도 대화 그렇게나 해야. 이게 됐어.
So there is no contradiction between the earlier and later parts of explanation, because earlier parts explains that if one generates evil thoughts towards the bodhisattvas, then for that long one will experience the ripening result in hell for eons. And the later part, it talks that when harm givers harm bodhisattvas, such as killing or cutting the limbs of bodhisattvas, then one will still experience a ripening result. It doesn't mean that it doesn't say that one will not experience a ripening result. So one will still experience a ripening result through harming bodhisattvas by cutting or killing. Then it's just that when at the same when those harm givers harm bodhisattvas, then they also obtain the connections. They also create the connections to happiness. So they created the connections to be placed in the Arya's path due to the great compassions of bodhisattvas. They讲出先把嘅因字嘅忘記，你哋地位諗來，你哋地話地托嘅話咯，佢係嘅地話地話咯。Yeah. So due to the great compassions of bodhisattvas, at the same time they also created the connection to be placed in the Arya path or in the path to happiness.
어디지? 대화 가능한 노래 송자가 노래 송자 노시고 와 가능하지. 좋아. 노래 송자 요래. 다 대신다. 아무도 장지세 받는 거네. 가서 뭐 여봐 좀 오늘 왜 저런다. 그 두째지나 왜 타픈 대화 대화게. 답이 나라야 그거도. 나 간다. 한 여봐 집에는春년에는 저원이 지금 말이 그 민자 지금 무슨 가서 가서 이거 받아. 그래서 누가 찬성을 이거 봐. 근데지. 예술로 와.
So these are mentioned in the sutra. So therefore, we have to respect bodhisattvas with our three doors. So physically pay homage and verbally praise them and mentally develop respect and faith in bodhisattvas. So because even if you harm a bodhisattvas, they do not retaliate, and instead they link or connect you to the path to happiness. Therefore, bodhisattvas are worthy of praise and they are worthy of refuge.
ngala shugunan ngala shugunan dugo chini senari ro Shantideva ngala shugunan dugo chini ngala shugunan dugo chini senari 근데 순간 자주 세더라 막 돈 담배 받지 게 주례 주례라 받지 그 예시 이리와.
And the entrance to Tantrayana, and the entrance to Paramitayana, to whichever path that you wish to follow, and the entrance is bodhicitta. Therefore, by all means, put effort in generating bodhicitta.
다들 있습니다. 장기 세트 제가라 가도 공부 시간 하시면서 장기 세트 담보 비용 보내. 장기 담보 장기 세트 비용에 야고 시험하지 다다는 가서 비용 쓰다. 그 비용이 야고 시험에 때랑 가서 다시 마음 쉬더라. 장기 세트 비용에 야고 시험에 장기 세트 비용 장기 세트라. 네, 그러와 이프로 대바들이 그래서 다시 시험 봐. 장기 비용이 야고 이프로 대바. 이프로 대바들이 장기 세트라. 되는 dimba shuche mo ne wo res 되는 dimba de shuche mo le wo de la kanda zhenji zong de shuche mo le wo res de la gawa de zhou yu de zhenji zong de shuche mo le wo gawa de zhou yu de zhenji zong ba ina jiang ju xie de to ba la xie mo ba ji yin de ma li zhenji jie su de res yin de ma li wo mo ji ba da de so ye wa yin de ma li ba zhenji jie su de wa song da zhenji le wo de jiang ju xie to ba la 간다. 대충 보자요. 그래서
근데 말이 기울어.
근데 말이 진짜 재수가. 근데 말이 봐. 누나 한번 잘 이거나. 딱은 거 해서. 그러니까 근데 말이 진짜 재수가 왔어. 예, 맞아. 오만 주반은 어디 나와 줘 있어요. 와.
So in order to generate, so by various means generate bodhicitta. So in order to generate bodhicitta, one must understand the benefits of bodhicitta, and then one contemplate and meditate on these benefits of bodhicitta as well. So because by knowing of through knowing the benefits of bodhicitta, captivating faith, captivating faith will arise. And when this captivating faith on bodhicitta arises, then the striving aspiration will arise. And with the arising of striving aspiration, then one will undertake joyous effort happily and enthusiastically. And if one undertake joyous effort, then as glorious Chandrakirti entering the middle way says, so all the good qualities without exception follow joyous effort. So with the arising of joyous effort or with the undertaking of joyous effort, one will definitely attain bodhicitta. So also in the so even in the compendium of trainings by Bodhisattva Shantideva, it says that if one wants to generate bodhicitta, so one must generate bodhicitta together with the 7 limb prayers and refuge, etc. So these are mentioned in the compendium of trainings. So in brief, there are 2 benefits of generating bodhicitta. One is temporary, another one is ultimate benefits. So there are benefits of generating bodhicitta. In brief, it can be of 2 types. One is temporary, another one is ultimate. So referring to the first one, regarding the first one, temporary benefits such as one will not fall in lower realms, and one will be born in happy realm. And if one generates mind of enlightenment or bodhicitta, then those causes of miserable realms that were collected previously will be purified, and the continuity of future accumulation will be severed or be cut. And also, those causes of happy realms that were accumulated before will increase extensively due to being conjoined with Bodhicitta. And those new accumulations of causes of happy realms, due to being motivated by bodhicitta, it becomes inexhaustible.
다도 비용을 걸어와. 다도 비용을 간다. 단지 심바. 다도 비용을 단지 심바. 도구에 쓰와. 단지 세대의 비용. 단지 심바. 세대라 되니까 되라도 단지 심바 되라도 그건 누구네. 대의도 딱 가다. 가르쳐 봤으나 내가 그 비용을 돈대진 dimba 점만 뭐가 지면은 그 비용이다. 이거야 빨리 가보러 와. 그 빨리 가보 손상. 나 생진이 저는 내가 지하라 갔다 가 우리에서 다 가서 세는 거지 지하라 너무 가 우리에서 그 처머리 아니면도 다 내는 이거 돈대 제발 담고 단지 세는 지하라 담고 집에 충분히 상받아 당. 집에 충분히 상받아. 너도 되는 거야. 얘도 다 내리지 비용이 뭐 나도 모두 내도 내리 뭐지 비용이 더 가라. 우에도 다시 보는 시에 봐. 내가 지요. 내가 아니 가서 봐. 내 사람을 지워라 와. 내내 타고 단지 좀 아니 와. 다도 단지 좀 와. 그렇게 말해. 데리데 커봐라. 이 돈대 줘봐라. 아무 집이 중득이 상마자. 집이 중. 대기에 때 장바다 내지 장지 세워서 봐. 그래서 좀 맞아. 깨서 맞아. 무슨 말을 하고 있어. 와. 어떻게 모르겠어.
And ultimate benefits is if one ultimate benefit is depending on bodhicitta, one will easily accomplish liberation and omniscience. And before this, one must have an uncontrived aspiration wishing to attain these benefits, ultimate benefits, and also temporary benefits. So one must have an uncontrived aspiration to attain these benefits, and then putting great effort in generating this bodhicitta. So, and in order to generate wish to attain these benefits, the temporary benefits such as the higher state, and also the benefits of definite goodness such as attaining liberation and omniscience. So one must have this aspiration wishing to attain these benefits. And in order to generate this aspiration wishing to attain these benefits, then one must first train in one must train in the attitude of small and medium capable being. And after that, one engaged in cultivating bodhicitta rooted in loving kindness and compassion.
아무도 단주고 머리 상부터 다와진 그 시절 다와진 저거 대상 최바지 더바 되게 민군이야 민군 초디 전주시 초디 전주시 그래서 와 전주시 보면은 그래서 다 전주시로 뭐지 대 민군 초디 더바라 그거는 아주 제일 중요한 상바장하고 다 정도로 그래서 다 된다 되는 거야 다 되게 간다 뭐도 세대 지와 이 치즈 지와서 아다 너무 차로
So those are knowledgeable ones who have attained precious human rebirth with 8 leisures and 10 endowments. So must cultivate this supreme essence. So must cultivate this supreme essence refers to bodhicitta. So one must cultivate bodhicitta on this special basis of precious human rebirth and with 8 leisures and 10 endowments. And so this almost the end of the first chapter.
내가 너무 네가 렌즈가 봐. 시험으로 내려오서. 내려오니 나 주식이 되는 봐. 주식이 되는 봐. 소소 시에 우리 이제 될라 되는 거지. 是吧？
主义缘起，
是吧？
嗯，
就是所写的，所写的，那对不送账，留下来是留是吧？留了的，留了的，那个留这个，但留的这个，是说留这个人，拿到我系统是吧？人对我是吧？就是等着人吧，就是等着人吧，所写的，他等于前面留下，我他们那个什么，这个吧，就是留老百姓是吧？留下的。
So in the next outline is the title of the chapter. So and from engaging in the Bodhisattva Deeds, and this is the first chapter called Explanations of the Benefits of Bodhicitta. So kita lah di chat di low you know, di low yeah. And then so this is the comment this is the commentary on the first chapter, the commentary by Bodhisattva. So this is the commentary on the first chapter called Explanations of the Benefits of Bodhicitta from the commentary called Entrance for the Entrance for the Children of the Children of the Conquerors or Children of the Victors. The explanations of engaging in the Bodhisattva Deeds. And here, and we say that this is the end of the first chapter, right? So there are 10 chapters here. So first chapter up to the 10th chapter. So why is it called chapter? Is because it shows that it explains the individual stages of the meaning of the objects of indication, meaning of the individual objects of indication. Yeah. So because it explains individually the stages of stages of the object indicated in individual chapters, therefore so because why is it called chapter is because it explains the stages of the object indicated in individual chapter, therefore it is called chapter.
到底弄得么样子？到这里俺说留一当不差吧的时候啊，留一当不差吧的，那留什么差的呀？俺说留觉得嘛，怎么样？接受些的样子，觉得哇，留觉得开始继续说了哇，那里留觉得，留是我的嘛，这个觉得留松，对吧？么样没觉得留松，
讲的应该什么？
是的哇，长久线的我觉得嘛，这个这特别了，留松哇，这个特别了留松，哇，特别。你看了留送啊，这边的么样没看了留送哇，这边的么样没看了留送啊，留送这个人把留送啊，这里普遍的很多对了，这里咱们是听了这里普遍话的，那呢留送哇，还是这样哇啊，他们留这个我的哇，这个他这里留这个那不小的，那大把的人就所以说我的嘛，这帮的就是。这个娘们日本工业工厂开完，超是农业大把的些，我到建筑的，我说长期生产对了嘛，不就对的，长期生产对了嘛，东北，然后长期生产我觉得，嘛，把这一切都是长期生产，嘛，把那建筑进了很多啊，我长期生这个岗位，长期生产问题，嘛，这把那建筑机是吧，嘛，这把那建筑特别了，那你们把握长期生产这样，你把底下，是吧？长期生产是中啊，而且也是。
唐波偏于尼巴底下，
长期生活是送啊，长期生活是送啊，对，长期生活就嘛，这把它解决基是对的，
讲尼巴的咯，
这个尼巴的哇，我长期生活不就不让我的哇，不让哇，啊，这不能解决基是对的，这个对了，那么能怎么的？那长期生活我不是对的，我是大半牛来的，那这个我来我今天那长期生活的问题是这到嘛，设计。
So it is called chapter because it explains the stages of objects of indication. Because it explains the individual stages of objects of indication. Therefore, it's called chapter. So because it explains the individual stages of objects of indication, therefore it's called chapter. So as a summary, as I mentioned before, so these 10 chapters from first up to 10th chapter. So it shows the method to generate bodhicitta. So the first 3 chapters indicates the method to generate bodhicitta that was not yet generated. So there are 3 chapters. And then the following 3 chapters indicates the method to keep the generated bodhicitta from degenerating. And then the next 3 chapters indicates increasing bodhicitta that has already generated. So first 3 chapters indicates the method to generate bodhicitta that has not yet generated. And the second 3 chapters indicates the method to keep generated bodhicitta from degenerating. And the next 3 chapters indicates the method to increase the generated bodhicitta, the bodhicitta that has already generated. And the last chapter, the 10th chapter, is dedication. So these 10 chapters are summarized in refuge and bodhicitta prayer. So refuge and bodhicitta prayer, it says, right, in Tibetan. So in English is I take sorry, no refuge and bodhicitta prayer. Is the bodhicitta prayer, sorry. So these 10 chapters are summarized in this Bodhicitta prayer. So the first line it says, "May the precious supreme Bodhicitta not yet born arise." So it refers to the first 3 chapters that indicates the method to generate bodhicitta that has not yet generated. So then the first 3 chapters are, the first chapter is the benefits of bodhicitta, and the second one is confessing negativities, and the third one is upholding bodhicitta. Yeah. So the 10 chapters are included, are grouped or summarized in this bodhicitta prayer. So may the precious supreme bodhicitta, so it talks about the bodhicitta, and then not yet born arise, and this is indicated in the first 3 chapters. The method to generate a bodhicitta that has not yet generated. And then this is the second line. And the third line, may that reason not decline. So may that reason not decline. So are indicated in the next 3 chapters. So from the 4th chapter up to and including the 6th chapter. So 4th chapter up to 6 chapters, they indicate a method to keep the bodhicitta that has already generated from degenerating. So these 3 chapters. 4th is the chapter on consciousness. 5th on introspection or vigilance, and 6th is on patience. So these 3 chapters indicate the method to keep the bodhicitta that has already generated from degenerating. Thank you.
dimba tsundu chi lewo da, jeba santi chi lewo, goba sherab chi lewo. Yesu de, kanju sen rinpoche ya kumpe de kong ta. Ta kumpe de kong sa kazi, mas kani, hao nana nga zi kazi kisa wa. Kaya anja li shi jemi, wa.
And then the last line, increase more and more. So the next 3 chapters, 7, chapter 8, and 9 chapters indicate the method to increase the bodhicitta that has already generated. So 7 chapter is the chapter on joyous effort, 8 on concentration, 9 on wisdom. So these 3 chapters indicate the method to increase the bodhicitta that has already generated, and how do these three joyous effort, concentration, and wisdom increase the bodhicitta that has already generated. And this I has already mentioned before, so I will not explain again here.
一般文化的话，就是这个满族地方的也不行，这个的，文化的话，留当过说的，马几把这边娘嘞，马几把这边，他了这位娘嘞去吧，这呢，娘吧这边娘嘞，像这些人记了这呢，别的多人娘嘞，这那个娘是呢吧，这个你找啊，你这里了地呢，是吧？你啥的娘嘞，你也啥的。给身体觉得话，我还是有他的有几万万。这个娘的就是把送话，娘的就是把说的，马几把几笔写的娘子的话，是吧？马几把几笔娘的就给着，这把没娘笔写的娘子的话，娘的给着。这是个古本主义，那个娘的给一招，给这送的话，你给一招送这个，给这的，那现身体写的怕我呀，有几万大大强。
And the 10th chapter, which is the last chapter, is dedication. So the 3 stages of practice. So 3 stages of practice refers to the practice of generating the bodhicitta that has not yet generated. And the second stage is the practice of so the practice that keeps bodhicitta that has already generated from degenerating. And the third stage is those practices that increase the bodhicitta that has already generated. So these 3 stages of practices and these roots of virtue. So these roots of virtue refers to these 3 stages of practices. So based on these roots of virtue, dedicate for the sake of all sentient. Dedicate to this for the sake of this. So we dedicate these roots of virtue for the sake of others. So this is how from the first chapter up to the stages from the first up to the 10 chapters, and with dedication. So the summary of Bodhicharyavatara is summarized in this one verse, the Bodhicitta prayer. May the precious supreme bodhicitta not yet born arise. May that arisen not decline, but increase more and more. So today, we have no time for question and answer. So next class, I'm going to start the second chapter. We conclude with dedication. We dedicate these roots of virtue to the flourishing of Buddha Dharma and to the excellent happiness of all sentient beings. We also dedicate these roots of virtue to all upholders of Buddha's teaching, mainly His Holiness Buddha's teaching, mainly His Holiness the Dalai Lama. May they live eons long and have good health. And may all their enlightened activities and holy wishes be accomplished instantaneously and spread in all directions. We also dedicate these roots of virtue to our beloved teacher, Khyentse Lama Zopa Rinpoche. May the unmistaken reincarnations of Rinpoche be swiftly returned and continue to turn the wheel of Dharma for the sake of teachings and sentient beings, so that we will have the opportunity to receive the profound teachings from Rinpoche again. We also dedicate these roots of virtue to the world peace and happiness. May wars, conflicts, disaster, natural disaster, pandemic, diseases be pacified immediately.
Dabe Junior,
Tabe Gewa De Tendang Ruwa Kung La Kan Be Na Kiba Jit Wo La Ka Wa Yi Teme Ni Mo Ren Do Se Jin Sho Sen Jo Ren Bo Je Ma Ke Pa Na Ki Yu Di Ke Ba Nya Ba Me Ba Yang Kun Ne Kun Do Be Wa Sho Ta Ke Ba Na Kun Do Tam Bo De Yang De Jin De Te Ta Ke Je Du Da Lo De Ke Wa De Da Ta Ke Ra Tu Mo Tong Yi Ta Wa Re Bo Je Ma Ke Pa Na Ki Yu Di Ke Ba Nya Ba Me Ba Yang Kun Ne Kun Do Be Wa Sho Ri Pi Ta Wa Re Bo Je Ma Ke Pa Na Ki Yu Di Ke Ba Nya Ba Me Ba Yang Kun Ne Kun Do Be Wa Sho Ni Ke Su Do Ju Be La Chi Che Si Ze Kang Chi De Ju Gen Chan Na Pi Mo Te Ting Ga Zo La So Wa De So Gen De Re Do Sho Te Ben De Kwa Liu Ba Ka Wen Yun Wei Sam Pi Yin Shin No Ka Ti Su Me Ting Ting Ga Zo La So Wa De So Tu Shin Hen Do Sho Ta Me Te Ba Ke Se Ni Rang Zo Lo Sang Ke Wa Ye Se Ke Ba Te Rang Jan Chi Ke Gang Yu Ma Se Te De Me Ba Du Be Ke Le Zo Yu So Tu Be Tu Te Shin Bo Ti Shi Da Tu Be Zi Ke Be Wa La Ya Wei Jin Si Me Bu Sha Tin Su Me Che Che La Ma So Wa De Ben De Ma De Ju Me Bu Ji Bo Jia Ye Tian Da Ma Yun Yu Wa Yin Tian Da Ki Do Zhe Ma Se Le Bu So Bu Shi Wa Xin De Yin Ne Ma He Da Chi Do Jian De Xin La Dang Ge Se Dang Ge Tu Ge La Bu Jin Lu Me De Be Yang De Sa Be Ge San Tu Ji Pe Do Yu Jie Chu Bo Yi Xin Kan De Pe Da Pe Wa Fa De Bu Ge Ni Jie Re Se Wa De Zhe Ga Do Ye Sha Be Si De Fa Du De Yu